Hey everybody, Todd here. Welcome back to the channel. On this video, we're going to talk about belts, right? This is, excuse me, this is a discussion that goes back quite a while. There's a lot of stuff on the market. Thought this would be a good idea because I think these are three of the main belts that are definitely pushed. You see a lot of ads. There's a lot of marketing out for these. Two of these for sure. And just kind of my take on what's worth your money and what's not, because I'm kind of the same way as a lot of people out there, right? I want my dollar to go as far as I can take it. Same goes with gear, want to get the best bang for my buck. Some of these three belts definitely fall into this category. Okay, and so starting off, we're going to go with the talk about the first one here. This is one of my first belt purchases, so I've had this one for quite some time. It's a Core Essentials belt. Their ads are everywhere. This one definitely has taken some different shapes to it. The buckle has definitely worn off, and it has some okay fraying, not a whole lot. The material has held up okay, but the tag end here tends to hold some memory as well. So I've run this thing for a couple years now, this Core belt. Not my favorite concealed belt, and a lot of it has to do with the size of this buckle. The buckle on this thing is giant, right? If you don't carry appendix, it might work for you, but for me, it really doesn't. And this belt is really stiff, but it's got some flex around it to it. But the problem is, and I'm seeing this with other ratcheting belts as well, is once I get it around my body, right around here, there tends to be a gap here and it doesn't really form in. So it actually creates more of a shelf underneath my shirt and it causes some printing. So if you're just running outside the waistband or anything like that, this isn't a bad belt, but for concealment, not my favorite one. Like I said, I ran this for a couple years, so, but it's, for what it is, it works. The next one is going to be another ratcheting belt, and this one is the Next belt. I switched to this one for my other one because I still wanted that micro adjustment. I heard good things about them, wanted to see how it turned out. I like the way this one fits in the buckle a little bit better. This is more of a smaller buckle. This is the EDC buckle. But it's been okay. It still has that, that overlay issue when it's up front, right? It creates that gap, and so it creates a little bit of a shelf there. This belt has not held up as well as I thought it would. I don't know if you can see that. This material has frayed like crazy. The ratcheting and everything is fine. It's rigid, but it also, where is it at, has started to fold right here. For some reason in this part, it has started, y'all probably can't see it on the camera. There you go. It started to fold in on itself, which that's not going to work for me. So I've kind of used this as a work belt. Wear it every day in that regard, just because it's kind of got a little bit more of a slick surface. So I'll use it, bought it, but it's not my favorite either. Now, this one is a Blue Alpha EDC belt. It is the cheapest belt that I have. Between these three, it is the cheapest. It is about half the price of these other two. And this is by far the best belt that I have had. I am not sponsored or have any affiliation with Blue Alpha or anything. This is just my take on the gear that I've had. I have ran this belt for over a year too. A lot of people have issues with the Velcro on it. They say if you need to make adjustments, it's very loud. You know, you have to lift your shirt up and do it. You can just play with it. You can adjust this thing discreetly. Anywhere that I've been, that I've made small adjustments to this belt, whether I'm sitting down or tightening it up, or loosening it or tightening it up. The atmosphere is fairly noisy, so nobody really notices that. Even when I've been in the restroom, I've never really gotten looks for the Velcro, But this one is definitely, it's a lot more freeform, so it really contours to my body. And it's still very rigid enough where it needs to be. A lot of people have been concerned about the little polymer buckle that it has here. I have had no problems with this thing. I have run this thing a ton. I've used it for just my everyday carry, USPSA matches, things like that. And this thing has had no problems. It has not frayed at all out of any of the materials. There's one little stitch in the front that may get a little bit too, but I really like this belt too, because when you cinch it down, it will, when you have it in your belt line, it will actually pull it more into your body, helping with your concealment. Whereas these other belts here, I feel, this is my opinion, whenever I have them on my belt line and I go to ratchet them down, my pulling force is going this way, not pulling the grip into my body. So ideally it should still work it in, with a concealment wing, but I'm not seeing it. So yeah, these belts, or this one, I bought this one for, I think it was $60-$70. Same with this one. The Blue Alpha was $35, man. I will highly recommend this belt. I know there are some other micro adjustments out there. There are plenty other concealed belts out there. Pick what's right for you, right? This is just my 2 cents on 3 that I see marketed the most, and definitely within a budget price point. So, yeah, that's my take. Do what you want with this. I hope it helps somebody out in making their decisions. If any of these guys here, Next Belt or Core, if they disagree with me, if they see this, be more than happy to send me another belt and I'll give it a go and give them another honest review. But yeah, so this is my experience. I've had all these belts over a year. So hope you enjoyed it. Stay strapped and stay safe.